What's everyone saying? It's your boy Someone Exposed back again. I'm here today at London St Pancras International, and in today's video we are going international. Today's video we're going to be heading on the Eurostar to Paris, and yeah, I'm going to take you along with me on the journey, show you the sights, show you what it's like and all of that good stuff. Train's leaving in about an hour, so I've got enough time to check in, relax, maybe get a can or a sandwich or whatnot. Let's get checked in and yeah, let's head to Paris.
Eurostar is a railway service that links the UK with mainland Europe with destinations across France, Belgium, Germany and the Netherlands. Beginning operation in 1994, the service initially ran services from London's Waterloo International through to Paris City Centre, in Disneyland Paris, Brussels, Lille and Calais. The services have expanded over time with the introduction of services to Amsterdam and Rotterdam, and the merger of fellow rail company Thalys, increasing the number of destinations available. There had also been a period of time where summer and winter specials would run to places like Marseille and Bourg-Saint-Maurice in the south of France, which have since been terminated as a result of both Brexit and the Roco Loco pandemic. Since 2007 and the completion of High Speed 1, services have terminated here at London St Pancras International, probably London's most beautiful railway station. Today I'm travelling on Eurostar's most popular route, from here to Paris Gare du Nord. To buy a ticket for Eurostar, it's super easy, and there are a number of different sites where you can book your ticket. Me, I'm a traditionalist. I book direct on the Eurostar website, and it's super straightforward. If you need to, you can also book your tickets at the station, which I had to do, but I'll tell you why later on. There are 3 levels on board: Standard, Plus and Premium, which each have their different perks and price points. For example, Plus and Premium include onboard meals of varying levels, but today I'm travelling in Standard. Regular fares for the London to Paris, Brussels and Amsterdam routes in Standard start from £39 one way, but these are very rare to find in the wild. Most folk out there say, book as far in advance as you can. Oh, you'll be able to get the £39 fare. But this isn't always the case, you know. Fares do go up quite a bit as you get closer to travel day, which I will notice later on in this video. But there are frequent sales across the year where you can benefit from £35 one-way tickets, and they're also a good time to change your tickets to a better time train if you wanted to, I don't know. Tickets are largely refundable and flexible. See the terms here. You are also able to make the most of Eurostar Snap, which allows you to book last-minute fares for up to half the price of the regular price. You pick a date and time slot, and you get your train details 48 hours before travel. I used it back in 2017 to do a cheeky day trip speed run to Paris. Back then it was £25 one way, £50 return, and you could do day trips as well. Now I'm seeing upwards of 70 quid for a single. What is this utter wokery I'm witnessing? London St Pancras International is located north of central London, across the road from King's Cross, where there's services to places like Cambridge, York, Newcastle, Hogwarts, Edinburgh, and the lovely Welwyn Garden City. Below both stations, King's Cross St Pancras is where you find a whole bunch of tube lines which converge and mix and jumble here. There's a whole load of bus routes outside as well, so you're spoilt for choice when trying to get to St Pancras International. You've also got a taxi stand which is just outside the station, which has a nice little queue system, so you know you're not fighting each other for a taxi. St Pancras is also the home to the Thameslink and East Midlands Railway services, linking here to Luton and Gatwick airports, South London and Brighton. Southeastern high-speed services also pop you to multiple destinations in Kent. The station is chock-a-block with different retailers, including clothing shops, makeup shops, cafes, restaurants, pubs, and the regular supermarkets too. It's a good station to stock up on supplies for your trip to the continent, because there's not much past the security point, as you'll see later on. Brilliant places to spend your last couple of pounds sterling. Me, I'm straight to M&S for a cheeky sandwich, some fruit for health, and a cheeky beer. Why not? Just saying, you can bring food and drink through. There's none of that 100ml liquid limit here. Passengers are recommended to get to the station about 90 minutes before departure in case it is busy, and I'll show you why later on. Check-in closes 30 minutes before for standard and plus passengers, and 15 minutes before for Premier. Grab your ticket and scan your barcode, and you're through down to security. It's like airport style security. In London, you get checked out of the UK by the UK Border Force, and then get stamped into the EU by the French Border Control. The opposite happens when you travel the other direction. Pre-Brexit, it was very much a look at your passport, see if it's in date, and you're through. On a good day though, you'll be through both and into the departure lounge within 10 minutes. The departure lounge isn't the biggest, but they are expanding it though. And it normally holds maybe, 2 or so train loads of people. To one side, you have the Premier Lounge for folks traveling in Premier or those that have certain levels of status. For us regular people, there's a bunch of seating and some feature charging ports, but you gotta be tactical to swoop them up. To the rear, there's a Pret if you want a coffee and a pastry, a bar, pub type place if you want a pint or some food, a duty-free shop, foreign exchange and ATMs, and the toilets. You'll probably end up standing up for a while, but if you want to be smart like me, you can check what platform your train is on by checking real-time trains. Trains board approximately 20 minutes before departure, and before you know it, it's time to board. Up the travelator we go. I'm in coach 6, seat 65, a window seat. You can see that in addition to the storage at the end of the carriages, there's plenty of space above the seats that can fit a generously sized suitcase. Only trouble is, you're gonna have to lift that up yourself, Let's have a look at the seat. Nice amount of storage up here. A big table. Some more storage here. And then a great amount of leg room. The seats also recline, and there's no worry in disturbing the person behind you because it reclines in the seat frame. You're able to change your seat at any time before you check in, meaning you can make sure you get a window view that isn't blocked off. Our non-stop journey is to take approximately 2 hours 20 minutes to Paris Gare du Nord. We spend the first part on our journey on High Speed 1, which whilst in London is mainly in a tunnel, with us sprouting out for a hot second passing Stratford International, which has never served a single international train. On High Speed 1, we're reaching speeds of 190 miles an hour, or 300 kilometers per hour, and we pass the next international station, Edfleet International, which alongside Ashford International has not seen a Eurostar train since COVID. 30 minutes later, we're in Folkestone and about to head into the Channel Tunnel, the third longest railway tunnel in the world. We pass the busy Eurotunnel terminal where coaches, cars, lorries, vans all drive onto the train and get transported across to France. We slow down to a maximum speed of 100 miles per hour. We're expected to be in the 50-kilometer tunnel for about 25 or so minutes, so why not head down and check out one of the 2 cafe cars on board. Can't lie, it's a bit awkward when popping into the cafe. It's very much a space where you pop in, get your croissant and red wine, and then you slide yourself out. The older Eurostar interiors used to have stalls and stuff where you could loiter and watch the darkness of the Channel Tunnel speed past you. If you never got the chance to grab a snack before getting on board, you can buy hot and cold food and drinks, snacks and alcoholic beverages. I would say if you're buying something, buy in lovely pounds sterling if you can, because you save a couple of pence, which you can pile up to pay for your extra crunchy jambon beurre emmental. Let's check out the toilet facilities too. There are plenty of places on board to engage in a number 1, or a number 2, or a number 3 if you're feeling exotic. They are quite large, and I can't lie, the accessible ones are wildly spacious. Around 30 minutes later, we're out into France. The Eurotunnel trains head out to their terminus at Coquelles, and we head towards Calais on the French LGV Nord high-speed line at speeds of up to 320 km an hour. Eurostar services used to stop at Calais-Fréthun before it suffered the same fate as Ebbsfleet and Ashford, and Eurostar services have been suspended there since the pandemic. Back in the day, folk used to do rogue day trips from Kent to Calais to stock up on cheap French wine and then head back home. Bro, there used to be French Tesco's and Sainsbury's here in Calais. It's wild. We are delayed a bit as we head towards Lille, but we're regularly updated on the status. I think we're running about 15 minutes late. Lille Europe is the Eurostar station for the north of France, with Brussels and Amsterdam trains stopping here, but we speed right through. It's time to chill as we speed through the countryside towards the French capital. Around 2.5 hours later, we arrive into the suburbs of Paris and into Paris Gare du Nord. Getting off the train, you walk down the platform and straight onto the concourse. Gare du Nord is a massive interchange with a mix of suburban rail, high speed, metro and RER services at your disposal. Buses are available out to the front or to the side at the newly renovated bus station. And taxis, official taxis, are available out this end. There are loads of staff dotted around the station and they're there to help. A lot of them, especially down at the metro, speak English. But come on folks, remember, don't be forgetting your French phrases. You can't just go straight in English. Come on, be courteous. There are a number of useful services here as well, including a bag drop and vehicle hire down some escalators. There's toilets, which you have to pay for, and all the regular shops and cafes too. If you're traveling from Paris to London, I need to give you a couple of tips, you know. You see when I said get to the station 90 minutes before your train? Do that here. Do it here. Yeah, no slacking, you'll need to do it here. You check in at the Al Londres, which is upstairs, and if you're traveling on a busy train or at a busy time, you will be queuing up for a while. Normally priority is raised for trains departing soon, but even then you'll still be waiting up in a queue for a while. Up here there's a ticket office where you can buy tickets or ask questions, which I actually went to when I made the most expensive and idiotic mistake of my life. I think it's time for a story time, you know? Right, if you've made it this far, I am so sorry, yeah? Let's just say, right, so when I was making the return journey, yeah, I was supposed to go, I don't know what it was. I think I was supposed to go back on a Sunday. I thought I'd booked a Sunday, but no. I had just looked at my phone. I was checking on the Saturday night. I was like, right, I'm going back home on a Sunday. Your train has departed. Your journey is complete. This is me, 3 a.m. in a hotel room in Paris on a Saturday night, realizing I've booked the wrong date to go back home. I called up Eurostar in the morning. I was like, hi, hello, I made a mistake. They were like, right, you might need to buy a new ticket, but you can ask at the station if it's fine. I went to the station. I plucked up the courage, yeah? Me walking up to the ticket desk thingy. I was like, right, let me not sound like an ignorant English tourist. Let me bring out my French. Be like, Madame, bonjour. Bro, I folded, yeah. The lady at the desk was gorgeous. I was sweating. I was already under pressure. I was like, how am I gonna swindle my way onto the next train a day after I was supposed to go? It didn't work. I tried. I was like, excusez-moi madame, bonjour, j'ai raté le train, oh non, j'ai fait gaffe, oh non. I was like, oh, I made a mistake. Didn't work. I was there looking like an idiot. And I realized I had to pay for a brand new ticket. You know how much that ticket cost? 215 quid. 215 quid. Last minute. Yeah. 12 hours before departure. 215 quid. And I had missed one small teeny thing. Well, if I wasn't an idiot. You can change the booked train you're on up to an hour before departure. Why did I not look at the ticket an hour before that departure? And yeah, I booked a new ticket on my phone right there and then in front of the lady. It wasn't looking good. I was sweating. But one thing she also did say is that they charge you for booking at the station. So folks, if you're buying a Eurostar ticket, make sure you double check your tickets. Yeah, if you make a mistake like literally right after you booked, sometimes the customer service folk are able to help you. But if you are like me and realize you're supposed to go home 5 hours ago and you're in bed ready to sleep, you're buying a new ticket. Pain. There's been a fair bit of refurbishment works at the station and border control, so you might have to wait quite a bit sometimes. People with EU and non-EU passports are separated here too, so don't forget to note that. Once through, you've got the Premier Lounge to your left and the commoner area to the right. You have tax refund machines as soon as you enter, a couple of cafes and shops, and space to sit. However, when it gets busy, you will most likely be on the floor. Do also note, if you are on a later train past 5 PM or so, most of the outlets won't have much scran when you arrive, so you should probably buy some stuff at the Monoprix or at a boulangerie outside. And when you get off at St. Pancras, you head down through to customs, but there's no checks. You literally just walk. There might be some people waiting. You just walk out onto the main concourse. Easy.
Right, you find me here at Paris Gare du Nord. We're here right outside. It's 9 PM. It's Paris. I'm gonna get to my hotel. I'm gonna get on the metro, yeah? If you like the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Ko-fi, Patreon in the description below. It's been your boy, Someone Explores. I'll catch you in the next video. See you in a bit. Bye.